Workers, USPS, Postal Service rallies. I seen one inside of Detroit this weekend. This is happening in Chicago. Across the country, postal workers are protesting the potential privatization of the post office. Check it out.
To be clear, the Trump administration has not announced any plans to privatize the United States Postal Service just yet. But amidst rumors of job cuts and a potential merger with the Commerce Department, thousands of U.S. postal workers are rallying across the country this weekend, including right here in Chicago. Hundreds of unionized letter carriers and their leaders packed into Chicago's Federal Plaza this morning to send a message to those in Washington who might come after their jobs.
We're going to send a message today from downtown Chicago to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Hands off our mail service.
The rally is one of more than 200 that have taken place nationwide over the last few days as the embattled Postal Service fights to keep its independence after President Trump last month addressed rumors that USPS might be absorbed into the Commerce Department, a move that would effectively make it part of the executive branch of government.
We want to have a post office that works well and doesn't lose massive amounts of money. And we're thinking about doing that, and it'll be a form of a merger, but it'll remain the Postal Service, and I think it'll operate a lot better than it has been over the years.
For nearly 60 years now, USPS has funded itself without taxpayer dollars. But it's no secret the agency is in dire financial straits, losing nearly $10 billion last year.
That's crazy. That is crazy. No private entity, because that is a false narrative, and that it is completely private and independent of taxpayer dollars. We all know that that's BS because the taxpayers continue to hit them with an infusion of cash so that they can remain solvent. But to lose, listen. Any agency, any business, any entity that is losing $10 billion plus per year, something got to give. Something has to give. Is no way that you can sit here and tell me that we need to keep on our books a $10 billion loss. You know why they protesting, right? They protesting because then they not going to have them cushy jobs no more. It's going to have to actually get up and work. They're going to have to actually get up and work. Post office has been on life support since the inception of the post office. They're going to have to get up and work. I know what y'all do inside of those postal offices. I know for real, what y'all really doing inside of the post office. You don't think that I got people that I coach that actually work in these post office places that tell me that y'all be playing cards and shooting dice and chilling and falling asleep, getting caught falling asleep and not even being fired? I know what's really going on, but they don't want to give up them cushy jobs. I think the post office is one of the last places that still get a pension. I believe that the post office is one of the last places that still get a pension. Crazy, $10 billion a year.
Supporters, however, fear that any move to take away its independence will cost thousands of union jobs and threaten the Postal Service's universal mandate to deliver mail and packages to all, regardless of location or profitability. Senator Dick Durbin and Mayor Brandon Johnson were among a long list of politicians who came out today in support of the letter carriers.
Do you think
shout out to V. Nicole, I love that.
Service is a good idea or a bad idea?
Bad idea!
They need to hear it from sea to shining sea. We are going to make sure that we protect all.
Did he say sea to shining sea? Did he just literally mimic the words of a song? From sea to shining sea. Did Brandon Johnson just literally say sea to shining sea? Yo, Brandon Johnson gave all of y'all money in Chicago over to illegal migrants. And he dismantled the shot spotter cameras that the police use to help keep crime low inside of y'all cities. Y'all listening to people like Brandon Johnson?
All of our public accommodations, whether it's the mail, whether it's education, whether it's justice, whether it's environment, we are fighting for the working people of this country.
Political theorists.
They working and protesting for their jobs because they know that as long as they tie y'all to this liberal mindset, and even though it's costing all of us more money every single day to subsidize these places like the post office, it don't even really matter. Anyways, in addition to that, Mia Love, the first black Republican woman in Congress, dies from brain cancer at 49 years old.
At the 2012 Republican convention, Mia Love, the daughter of Haitian immigrants, made her national debut.
My parents immigrated to this country with $10 in their pockets and a hope that the America they heard about really did exist.
As Utah's first black woman mayor, she was running for Congress and voiced opposition to President Obama.
Mr. President, I'm here to tell you the American people are awake and we're not buying what you're selling in 2012.
Mia Love narrowly lost that race, but she won over the Republican Party faithful with her pro-gun, pro-tax cut, anti-abortion stances. When she ran again in 2014, she made history.
Many of the naysayers out there said that Utah would never elect a black Republican LDS woman to Congress. Not only did we do it, we were the first to do it.
A rising star, Mia Love built connections on both sides of the aisle. She was a reliable Republican vote, but she occasionally broke with her party on issues such as access to contraception and gun regulation and immigration reform. She even spoke out against some Trump administration policies in his first term.
The practice of separating loving families from their children at the border is heartbreaking to watch.
After losing a tight race in 2018, Mia Love became a CNN contributor, where she relished political debate.
Let people vote on them. Let them pass or fail, but at least they have a voice.
After being diagnosed with brain cancer in 2022, she responded with her typical fighting spirit.
I actually had a doctor look at me and say, "You're gonna die from this, it's inevitable." They can figure out my diagnosis, but I don't have to take the prognosis.
Mia Love underwent surgery, radiation, chemotherapy, and cutting-edge immunotherapy, far outliving expectations. Her determination to survive and her faith were fierce.
I have to say, this is for everyone who is struggling with something like this. Do not underestimate the power of a positive attitude.
She took solace in her Mormon beliefs, her family, and her friendships.
Yay.
I'm coming in to give you a hug.
I love you, Jake. You're awesome.
I love you too.
A wife and mother and trailblazer, Mia Love will be remembered by many, mainly as a beautiful soul, someone who brought a valuable perspective and a sense of humanity to the world of politics.
Regardless of how you feel about her politics, whether you conservative, liberal, Republican, Democrat, whether you liked her in Utah or not, cancer is trash, bro. I hate it, man. I hate it. I hate when people have to battle against something. You know, when we talk about people dying in the community at the hands of each other, that's one thing. When you're talking about cancer and stuff like that, and this is why we need to like find out what's in our food and all of that. Is more cancer than ever before and more money flowing into it, but less results and stuff like that. I just don't like to see that. And you know what I'm saying? Once a person passes, honestly, once a person passes away, I wash it away. I don't have anything negative or positive to say anymore. I just say I pray for their family. I hope that they find peace in it. And I hope that everything works out. So I think that we, and sometimes, regardless of what side of the aisle you're on, we have to make sure that we let our humanity shine through. And when a person is no longer here to speak for themselves, all we can do is just say the positive things that happen in their legacy, and hopefully that their family is okay. So rest in peace to her. I never want to see somebody die at 49 years old over something that they fought through, but something that they couldn't control. Brain cancer is wild. It's absolutely wild. You got to live every day like it's your last. So in addition to that, though, a former U.S. attorney was found dead in her Virginia home. Check it out.
Now to the investigation into the death of a former federal prosecutor in Virginia. Police responded to reports of an unresponsive woman and found 43-year-old Jessica Aber at a home in Alexandria, Virginia. She served as U.S. attorney for most of the Biden administration and then resigned the day President Trump took office. More now from ABC's Alex Perche.
Tonight, an investigation into the tragic and unexpected death of a former U.S. attorney in Virginia.
Any additional units to assist fire for the cardiac arrest. Female found in bed, unresponsive, not breathing.
43-year-old Jessica Aber was found unresponsive inside her home by Alexandria police Saturday morning. Sources tell ABC News so far there's no indication of foul play and that the death appears to have been from natural causes. The state medical examiner will determine her cause of death. Attorney General Pam Bondi posting to X, "The loss of Jessica Aber is deeply tragic. Our hearts and prayers go out to her family and friends during this profoundly difficult time." Aber was appointed by former President Biden as the top prosecutor in the Eastern District of Virginia in 2021. She and her staff of roughly 300 prosecuted a number of high-profile cases, including cyber and drug cases. She also prosecuted war crimes in Ukraine.
We at the Eastern District of Virginia are proud to stand with the Criminal Division as part of the Department of Justice's efforts to hold perpetrators of war crimes violations accountable.
Aber resigned January 20th of this year when President Trump took office.
Her successor at the Eastern District called her a mentor and a proud Virginian since high school, saying that she loved the Eastern District and the Eastern District loved her back.
So they saying no foul play is suspected, but I'm gonna stay on top of it because I want to know the full story, and I know that after the initial announcement of something like this happening, people tend to go their own way because new stories pop up and different people start to say different things. But I'm going to stay on top of it. I want to know what really happened, and I want to know if there's any kind of cover-up or something happening or playing out. You never know. You never know. So I'll stay on top of it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your Quick Hits, all right?